These comments or talk, I can record it in this condition while I'm going to sleep or just rough. Either I'm to record them in this condition, and when I'm active, I'll be scared to share these things. We all are scared. We all are hypocrite enough to not share them with even our close friends. It keeps on so throughout our life. My Pakistani friends, and particularly my friends in the foreign countries, might have been listening, might have been just reading about the social structure, media, and the sexual life in our Puritan countries, in Pakistan, etc. But the problem is that whoever you listen to most of the time belongs to the privileged class. Because the English language is the reserve of the English language, the reserve of the elite class. They have left us armless. They tell us that Urdu is your national language, and we, the middle class, poor people, keep learning Urdu. And when we reach the practical life, everything is in English. We cannot become doctors, engineers, or we cannot appear in the competitive exams. So this is another problem. What I just want to share is that how the concepts of pedophilia, sex abuse, prostitution, gay sex, and every kind of child labor or women abuse, these concepts are diametrically different from what you are commonly considered in the Western countries. For example, many homosexual people here in Pakistan have got no other options because both the genders have been segregated forcibly. This I'm speaking about the 99% or 98% Pakistanis who belong to the downtrodden, not the 1%. It's very strange that in this Islamic country, after having a certain amount of money, you enter a certain area where you feel more, you feel free to have everything, sex, drink, and you feel that you're in the best country of the world because you can buy with money the things which you cannot buy in America, Europe, or anywhere else. You can buy a human life even. You can pay some amount to police or to some private killers, and you can kill anybody. So here we start only one aspect. If I spread it, it will just become confused. When we become 10, 11, or 12, we get to know some strange stories about sex. And we were earlier told that children come from the heavens, and we are not told anything about the sexual process of marriage, etc. And obviously, it's a natural growth, and we become pubert. We have got sexual urgings, and and along with the sexual urge and puberty, there grows a pressure upon us. A fear is just instilled in us about anything about sex. So there are deviations, and along with it, there's a sense of guilt, and we all become psychotic. There's a free army of psychos here. Once I was watching on the screen, it was a news bulletin about, and there was a news about the famine in Ethiopia. Yeah, surely, Ethiopia. And I said unintentionally that what a beautiful scene. And everybody in the room was just surprised. What beauty you see in the famine? I told them that there were a couple of girls who were freely going in jeans along with the men. And this makes it beautiful, notwithstanding the tragedy that the people were dying with hunger. Is nowhere in Pakistan. What Pakistan you watch is a different Pakistan. Well, in the mega cities, or in the privileged areas, certain things. The rest of the Pakistan is a pressure cooker, where the frustration is just bubbling to erupt any times, because there's no drinking, no positive sexual. Sex is a basic right, you know. In the International Human Rights Conferences, it has been accepted. It is so. It is deformed into necrophilia, pedophilia, and you see that in our town, it was a common saying that the teacher family of sex are the donkeys, asses. I mean, many of our fellow boys had sex with the she donkeys. Is a common practice in certain areas of Pakistan and our villages right now. Now, now comes the young age, and along with it, they just create an impression, rumors that if you masturbate even, you will become amazed, important for a lifetime. Even after masturbation, there's a sense of huge guilt, not to speak of sexual. And as I wrote, there was a detailed report in the respected newspaper Dawn. It was published in 2006 with my name, Pedophile Sex in the Southern Punjab. In every street, in every tea house, in every place, young boys, little boys are just used as sex tools for money, for any reason. And we just speak about child labor or this sexual abuse in other terms. After the rise of the capitalism, while we are speaking about women rights or children rights, we very often neglect that if a child belongs to a rich family or well to do family, if not rich, you will never find him just in labor, working. All the children in the tea houses are abused sexually, or in the working, instead of learning, are the poor children. It is a class issue. We very often, the Europeans, Americans, and all the developed country people often complain that there is a blasphemy law in Pakistan or in certain Muslim countries. There is a blasphemy law in the Western democracies also, and this lies to speak anything against capitalism, almighty capitalism, democracy, the very version of democracy they possess. I spent a few months in Islamabad. Islamabad, they named it, and this country was manufactured, created. This city was, sorry, city, not country, near Rawalpindi in the 60s. A poor country is making a city where their people are homeless. A journalist wrote a wonderful sentence about Islamabad. Rawalpindi is an old city. Wrote that Islamabad is situated 2 kilometers from Pakistan. So they made it. It's not a new practice, but where I lived there were Quranic verses in every room, on every bridge, on every road. And there was drinking, sex in the very rooms, in the very halls, all the bureaucrats, ministers, and their cohorts. There were dances. I don't object upon them. I object upon the selective liberty that they give to certain classes. And here, a new sort of prostitution takes place. Even these people hire a single girl for a single night, and the men are 20 or 25 or 18 in numbers, and they all just go to that girl in a single night. Is a gang rape that's going on. You see that if some natural thing is stopped, it takes deviation, it takes very horrible things. Even necrophilia, sex with dead bodies, sex with animals, incestuous activity, sex with the relations where no marriage is allowed. They are just happening around. Masturbation or self eroticism is the most innocent thing which is going on. But we are just sitting in in the ocean of psychosis. Now, in place of just commenting about my country, I come to myself. You will see through me that I'm here no praise. I'm author of 8 or 10 books of prose, of politics, of poetry. I write in all the national dailies, in an international daily also Guardians. I'm supposed to be a thinker, but I'm sitting in this room alone, as I told you already. If I am sitting in this room alone, I'm a young person. I have got valid sexual urges. No girls ever come to my room. I meet no girl. Yeah, there's food, plenty of food. So, do you think that any one of my male or female friend, a male friend particularly, can suppose a life like that? It's not by selection, it's a compulsion. Because if I do sex with any of the girls around, it will be a crime according to the set of the idioms of my society, hypocrite society. I don't want to do this thing which is deemed to be criminal. No, such basic rights, their absence creates a suffocation and art, appreciation of beauty, thoughts, political thoughts, they are deformed in a strange fashion. If a person living in this way, this is only my topic is sex, but there is there are barricades in every nature urge. I mean, I cannot express myself. I cannot say this thing about that thing. These are the other suffocating things. I'm just concerned with this one only. No, you see that everyone around me, I mean, just these people in all the are just averse of taking these three-letter words sex. Every one of them is dying to have sex. When they go to the outside countries, I saw many of my friends who just go to the doctors to get some tablets for sexual potence because they don't prepare, they don't make dresses. They just get the medicine for sexual copulation when going out. So you see that your countries are not so much attractive to us because they are more beautiful than our country. Because you live like human beings. How this all panorama, all this landscape is just scarred because we are living an artificial life, most of us. And here comes the dilemma of keeping a balanced thought. A person who is writing a love poem and who is away from the opposite sex from years, for years, how difficult it would have been. He should be just given a Nobel for for being so much strong that he's writing the romantic art. So here comes the very man, the very woman, the plight of girl is more horrible. Most of them are going through hysterical periods due to the absence of sex, and the others, as I told you, are let us just put aside some of people who just have chances of having these things. If they are not privileged, they do it at the cost of their social repute, or they are like thieves. So let us just try to understand this society and understand its hypocrisies, and it's not a single society. So the world ex Muslim, which the people adopt after such frustration, I suppose that Islam doesn't do so if it is applied. The question is that of application. You saw the American Constitution is wonderful, Pakistani Constitution is wonderful, but they are in the books. Same is applied with the religious injunctions. So some change is necessary, and if we think that it will come itself, it will never do. We will have to create this change. We will have to become transparent, and we will have to wear bad jackets. I'm thankful to President Donald Trump because once I was talking to a friend in America, I told him that I respect friend Trump in another fashion also. He just told me that how to speak English, how a poor boy can guy speak English. If I want to just say something very bad, I will not have to learn other adjectives like horrible, this or that. I will say it bad. Donald Trump though his language is English, he gave English a wonderful simplicity. So here is some sharing, and if I sum up all of my life till now, many, many years, almost going to be 4 decades, this can be defined in a single word. It is the life of sexual repression. When I was doing my intermediate classes, I know there were going to be papers, and I masturbated for almost 10 or 12 times in 24 hours with a sense of guilt. And I was not able to share it, that what is going on with me. And how many times I think, how many strange things. And I just, in my reveries, in my daydreamings, in my night dreams, I was so much suppressed. So I don't remember. They say that childhood is beautiful, boyhood or college, nothing. Nothing was beautiful. It's not the only case of mine. It's because I realize it. And the other people think that this is life. No, 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 no. It's not life. Is life for some certain people who enjoy it and who go through it. Though I am able to, with only the power of my intellect, once again I'm appreciating myself, I'm sorry, with the power of imagination, watching movies, thinking things, creating things, I just make myself livable, more than livable, beautiful. But how many people can write things? They are quite lonely. They are busy doing some things which are not good, which are not healthy. Who decides it that good or healthy? Because they are not just doing good with the society. Where is Pakistan now? In the economic index, in the social progress index, in any category, no, is the third class of the third class countries. Why it has reached this point? While this region is a wonderful region, the town where I was born is called to be the Greece of the Pakistan, and the most intelligent people of our country have just hailed from here. And I'm not no less intelligent, but what ails thee? As he asked, this is what ails me. There are some lucky friends, relatives who've just, why we call them lucky, who just go to the other countries? Because they have a chance to express themselves, think freely, live freely. So this may become. I was going to make an outline for this talk. I was going to shape for this talk, change. But while I was going to go through this process, I was canceling the idea of this very talk. So let's be mindful of this, that in the basic human needs, rights and needs, you know the difference between rights and needs. Sex is like oxygen, positive sex, and free thoughts, free thinking is just hip joint with our physical life also. This is what I wanted to share for this moment at least.